Gyokeres to Arsenal is finally happening. Williams rejects Barca once again, but is it his fault? And John Duran's career has just taken another mind-blowing twist. This is DMAC Daily. Back in April, Arteta boldly claimed it's going to be a big summer, in reference to the club's off-season transfer ambitions under their new sporting director Andrea Berta. 3 months later, and we're starting to see that plan unfold. Kepa arrived as a backup keeper for Raya. Then in midfield, Brentford captain Christian Norgard and La Liga gem Martin Zubimendi have been poached, essentially replacing Jorginho and the 32-year-old unnamed Premier League player. But it was the forward line that was anticipating a major upgrade, specifically the striker department. Leipzig's Benjamin Šeško was heavily linked, but Viktor Gyokeres' transfer has now become the priority. And now the latest, David Ornstein has confirmed advanced talks have taken place between Sporting and Arsenal, and that personal terms are agreed on a 5-year contract. His reporting had no mention of a specific fee. However, CNN Portugal are reporting a £65 million fixed fee, including 15 mil worth of add-ons. We know Sporting have been adamant they want at least 80 mil. It looks like they're gonna get their wish. For Arsenal though, this is the forward that they have been crying out for since Aubameyang departed. A ruthless 9 that can do it all. Someone that has improved year on year for 5 straight years to become a prolific talisman. He's 27, approaching his prime. Nothing is guaranteed in this world, but if I were a betting man, I'd back Gyokeres to deliver in the Premier League. As a Chelsea fan, I was laughing that Arsenal were just going to end up with Noni Madueke, but now with this news, there's nothing to laugh about. I personally believe that Gyokeres takes this club to a new dimension. That being said, Arsenal, please buy Noni Madueke. Turns out Chelsea could really use the money, with the Times reporting that the Blues need to raise in excess of £60 million in player sales to ensure new arrivals Delap, Pedro, Gittins, Esteval, Santos and Asugo can compete in the Champions League next season. Unfortunately, the Club World Cup prize money doesn't account for UEFA's transfer balance requirement, although at this stage, I don't think Chelsea fans ought to be concerned with the likely sales of Madueke, Nkunku, Ugachukwu, Petrovic, Sterling, amongst others. Surely that will make up the current shortfall. Staying on transfer news though, and Nico Williams has turned down Barcelona once again. Remember last season, he did the exact same thing, with the Catalans opting for Dani Olmo instead. This summer though, a deal seemed inevitable. Williams agreed personal terms and communicated with Bilbao his intent to join Barca. Barca then triggered his 58 mil buyout clause, which prompted Bilbao fans to deface a mural of him on 3 separate occasions. But the deal had a twist in store due to Williams' team demanding an exit clause be included in the case that Barca couldn't register him. An understandable demand considering this has been a persistent issue at the club, but sporting director Deco was unwilling to sanction this clause, despite that same very clause being included in Olmo's contract. So Williams has instead snubbed the move and signed a new 10-year contract extension with Bilbao, one that has increased his buyout clause to around 100 million euros. Many have criticized his decision, but I am of the opinion that Williams had every right to request that clause be included. If anyone is responsible for this transfer collapsing, it is Barca. Meanwhile, John Duran's career continues to perplex everyone. The former MLS wonder kid turned Premier League prodigy shocked us all back in January, having opted for a Saudi Pro League switch at 21, joining CR7's Al Nassr in a 77 million euro deal, earning a salary of just shy of 400k per week. Yet just 6 months later, he's called it quits and is closing in on a European return via Mourinho's Fenerbahce on loan. But it gets crazier. It includes a 15 mil loan fee, and Fenerbahce are also going to pay his full 20 mil a season salary, which really boggles the mind considering Fenerbahce already possess a star striker in Youssef En-Nesyri. Remember, he joined last summer for a club record fee, so I'm mystified as to how Duran fits in and why they were willing to fork out so much money just for a single season loan. It's just wild that he's set to tick off the MLS, Saudi Pro League and Turkey all before 22. He might be the GOAT journeyman one day. And finally, in rather sad news, Jamal Musiala has suffered a fibular fracture and ankle dislocation following that horror injury in the Club World Cup. A devastating blow for not only Bayern, but Germany too. I mean, this injury is as bad as it gets. Some experts have suggested he'll be out for 4 to 5 months, others speculating at least 9 to 12. I just really hope he's back in time for next year's World Cup and that he isn't permanently compromised. One of the most talented players in world football. Fingers crossed he makes a full recovery. Anyways, that's today's DMAC Daily. See you tomorrow.